Good morning, dear 8th standard students. I hope you are all keeping good health during this pandemic COVID-19. So stay away from outside people and keep social distancing, use face mask, hand sanitizers, and take care of yourself. Meanwhile, keep in touch with the subjects. So today we are going to see the continuation of previous subject topic, educational development in India. So in this we are going to learn education in the British rule. The subtopics are education development of independence India, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan RMSA, and the education since independence. All this topic we are going to learn today. Come, let us enter into the topic. Education in the British rule. The history of education in the British rule can be divided into four periods. The first one is from the early days of the British rule up to 1813. The second period is from 1813 to 1853. The third period is from 1854 to 1920. And the fourth period is from 1921 to 1947. In 1813, the East India Company was compelled to assert the responsibility for the education of the Indians. Charter Act of 1813. This act was the first step taken by British rulers for the purpose of educational development in India. Under this act, 1 lakh rupees were sanctioned to promote education in India. However, this act had failed. The second period is 1813 to 1853. This period was also marked by great educational controversies concerning the issues of educational policy, medium of instruction, and method of spreading education. Here we can see the controversies. The first one is the Orientalist, which means Sanskrit as the medium of instruction. The next one is Occidentalist, which means Western knowledge through English. These are the controversies they had. These controversies were partially set at rest by Macaulay's Minutes of 1835. The Macaulay's Minutes of 1835. 1834, Lord Macaulay came to India. The Governor General, Lord William Bentinck, asked to solve this problem. He submitted a report in 1835. The next one we are going to see the Wood's Dispatch. This was a written document for the purpose of promoting education in India. This was introduced by Charles Wood in 1854. It was the first comprehensive plan for the spread of education in India. It was considered as the Magna Carta of English education in India. The fourth phase may be called the period of provincial autonomy. The Act of 1935 ushered a new era of educational advancement through the country. The next one we are going to see the Vardha Scheme of Education 1937. In 1937, Gandhiji evolved a scheme popularly known as the Vardha Scheme of Basic National Education. The principle of non-violence was the basis of Gandhiji's scheme of basic education. Through this scheme, he wanted to develop those qualities in future citizens of India which he considered necessary for building a non-violent society. A system of education wanted to root out exploitation and centralization in society and create a non-violent social order. The next topic is educational development of independent India. In 1948, Dr. Radhakrishnan Commission was appointed to present a report on university education. One of the most important events that have taken place in the field of secondary education was the appointment of Secondary Education Commission in 1952 to 53. It suggested and new organizational patterns, improvement in quality of textbooks, curriculum, and methods of teachings. National policy on education. The first national education policy marked a significant step in the history of education in post-independent India. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan (SSA) is the Government of India's flagship program that was launched in 2000 and 2001 to achieve universal elementary education. Right to Education (RTE) provides for free and compulsory education to all the children from the age of 6 to 14 years. The SSA initiates a variety of innovation and activities related to schools. Some important activities include providing the midday meals and stipends for the students. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan (RMSA) is a centrally sponsored scheme for universalization of access and improvement of quality education at the second stage, which was implemented during 11th 5-year plan period. Education since independence. Free education at the secondary school level was introduced in 1964. The Gandhigram Rural College was established in 1975. Distance education has also been introduced to educate those who could not go to colleges. In 1956, midday meal program was introduced in schools. Later, it was extended as nutrition meal scheme in 1982 to avoid dropout in schools. The national policy on education was framed in 1986 and was modified in 1992. Since then, several changes have taken place to meet the changing dynamics of the society. So that's all for today's class. If you have doubts, you can WhatsApp me and clear the doubts. So once again, be safe and secure at home, dear students. Thank you.